Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads and welcome to my kitchen. Today, guess what? It's all things pineapple. I have on my pineapple shirt. I'm using my pineapple dishcloths and I have a can of pineapple. So we're going to make a pineapple salad and it's going to be delicious. I'm starting out with a 20-ounce can of sliced pineapple. I'm going to drain this, cut up the pineapple, and I know you're already thinking, why aren't you using pineapple chunks? Well, you probably could, but the pineapple slices are a little bit thinner, and that's what I want to use today in my pineapple salad. I'm going to use 2 cups of miniature marshmallows. Now, you could use the large marshmallows, but you'll need to cut them up. But use what you've got. So if you have large ones, just cut them up. I'm going to use 3 bananas. You can use 3 or 4 bananas. And that's one part of the pineapple salad. Next, I'm going to make a topping to go on the pineapple salad. I'll be using 2 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, a pinch of salt, and you know what a pinch is. You just pour a little bit in your hand, in the palm of your hand, and you take these 2 fingers right here and you just put a little salt in it. That's what a pinch of salt is. And 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm also using 1 cup of chopped pecans, and I have lightly toasted mine. I've started doing that a lot. I love lightly toasted pecans in the dishes that I make. So that's just a tip too if you want to start doing that if you don't already. So let's make this pineapple salad together. I'm going to make our topping first because we have to cook it until it gets thick, and we can let it be cooling, or while it's cooling, we can cut up our pineapple and our bananas and mix that part. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the topping. I'm starting out with 2 eggs in this little saucepan. And what we want to do is to beat the eggs first. And I'm just going to use a fork and kind of turn my saucepan to the side so that I don't constantly scrape the bottom. I'm hitting the sides, but that's okay. But we just want to beat this egg. Okay, that's good. Well, let me beat it a little more. I like to get all that white egg yolk beat in. Okay, now we're going to add our sugar and our cornstarch. And you know, I like to mix my dry ingredients together. So I have my sugar, 3/4 of a cup right here. And because I'm working with such a small amount, I'm not going to mess up another dish. I'm just going to pour my cornstarch into this measured cup with my sugar. And I'm just going to kind of mix it around with this little spoon. Just kind of mixing it up. Kind of getting rid of some lumps that might be in the cornstarch. Just mixing it up. You can see those, or I hope you can see those little lumps that are in there. But I'm just going to kind of mix that around. So we're going to add that to our eggs. Next, we're going to add that pinch of salt. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt here in the palm of my hand. And I'm going to just take these 2 fingers and I'm going to just put it in there. And I'll pour the other in the little cup that I had. So there we go. So now we want to mix this together. And I will use a whisk to do this. So we're mixing the eggs and the sugar and the cornstarch and the pinch of salt. Just mixing that around. Okay. Now we're going to add our lemon juice. I don't know if you remember or not, but a friend gave me some lemons back in the late winter, early spring when lemons were ripe. And I've squeezed them and froze them in little ice cube trays. And so I have freshly squeezed lemon juice all the time, and I just love it. And that was 2 tablespoons. So if you have lemons, then you may want to try that. And now we're going to use the juice from the pineapples. So I'm just going to pour this juice and hope I don't dump the pineapple in there. I'm trying not to. Okay, and I'll slice these while this is cooling. So we're just going to mix this up really well. I'm going to take it over to the stove, and I'm going to cook it on low heat until it thickens. Once it thickens, then I'm going to set it aside and let it cool. And it needs to be cool before we can put it on top of our fruit. So I'm going over to the stove, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, our topping is thick. I have cooked it on low heat until it thickened. And now I'm going to set it aside and let it cool. And when it gets almost cool, then I'll put our other ingredients together, and I'll be back. Our topping is cool, and I have started putting together our pineapple and our bananas. And I cut the pineapple up into small pieces, and when I cut it, it reminded me of tidbits. And I guess you could buy the tidbits, but I don't know if it comes in a 20-ounce can. So you need to make sure that you have a 20-ounce can if you decide to use the tidbits. So I'm just going to add one more banana. I did add an extra one. When I started out telling you what I was going to make today, I said that I was going to use 3 bananas, but I decided that I would use 4 bananas, and this makes a really large salad. It's going to be so good too. I like a lot of bananas and pineapple, but you can go with 3 or 4, whatever how many you want to use. But that's about half and half banana and half pineapple. So now I'm adding 2 cups of miniature marshmallows. And like I said, you could use, if you wanted to use the colored marshmallows, that would give it some color. Or if you have large marshmallows, then you'll want to make sure that you cut those into small pieces. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some of the pecans. You know, I told you that I toasted these. And I'm going to save a few to go on top. So I'm going to put about probably 3/4 of a cup in the salad. Some people can't eat pecans, so if you can't, you might want to substitute, and if you can eat walnuts or whatever you'd like to put in your salad. So now comes that wonderful topping. Y'all, this tastes like pudding. It is so good. I could just eat it by itself. So now I'm going to pour the topping over the pineapple, bananas, and marshmallows. And I'm going to mix that up. Oh, this is so good. I know it is. You'll need a large mixing bowl, I can tell you that, because this does make a lot. Okay, now I have a couple of bowls here. Maybe this one will hold it. I'm just going to transfer it over into this bowl. This would be a wonderful dish to take for a covered dish, a potluck dinner. Actually, my other bowl would have worked, but this works great too. Just going to spread that out. And now I'm going to top it. I'm just going to put a few more pecans on top. I love, love, love pecans. Now, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let it chill. And when it chills, then I'll come back and we'll dip up some. And we might put a little whipped topping on our serving, and we'll taste it and see how it tastes. Okay, our salad is ready to serve, and I have these little footed glass dishes here that I like to use sometimes, and this salad is so good. Honestly, you could serve it as a dessert. So I'm just going to dip up some and put in this little dish. Just like that. That is a nice, nice serving. I'm going to set this aside. And now I've got some Cool Whip here. This isn't homemade whipped cream. You could certainly make some of that. But I'm just going to put a little dab of whipped cream. I guess I am. On top. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. And then, if you wanted to, you could put another pecan, just like that. And there you have a dessert to serve your family or to serve your friends. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Thank you for helping me to make this pineapple salad. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. And let's try this pineapple salad. It is so, so good. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just gonna dig right in. That is so delightful. And yes, it could be served as a dessert. Have a blessed day. I'll see you again really, really soon.